Hello, OMA partners. I hope you are having a great finish to your 2021 year. I put together a training that I hope you can implement as a strategy to help you in 2022. So basically, the whole idea is keep doing business the way you have been doing, always, show up, be present in, calling on your existing clients, be in front of your existing clients, take them to lunch, get them out on the golf course. But what has happened over the last 2 years is we're realizing that we need to run a parallel set of communication. People are starting to do a lot more research online before they start engaging your company for a project. A lot of people have gone out of business, so a lot of people are looking for new resources. So the whole idea is, well, what are you doing to manage that level of communication? And then what do you do to also bird dog and make sure that a new tech savvy company isn't coming in and communicating with your client when you're not? So I put together a quick training. If you guys got about, I'll try to keep it less than 15 minutes here, but basically we're going to talk about deal flow, how to manage your deal flow for 2022. And I think you'll find it very, very, very helpful. So if you guys want to, just stick around and let's go through this. So as we go through, we're talking specifically about deal flow and what's a good deal flow strategy for 2022. And most of you guys know me. I've spoken at multiple conferences. We've been working with OMA now for almost 4 years. But if there's one thing that you do know about me is that I've been in sales a long time and I lose a lot. And I spoke at a conference last summer and did the math, and I've lost over 500 million in projects. But the good news is I've won just over 600 million. So, but you learn a lot when you lose. So, but I did want to say, like, who's this for? Hey guys, if you're booked for the next 9 months, if you're not interested in growth, if you're really just happy where you are and you have a great model of doing business and you have all the business you want, well, then you could probably stop the webinar right now. But if you're looking for strategies for outreach and ways to keep communication going with your clients, just keep going. So the top of funnel, guys, when it comes to communication, especially in 2022, more often than not, and it's actually 74% of the time, people are going to hire the vendor that brings value first. So just think about that. So if you're, in front of your client on a regular basis and you're seeing them and you're constantly bringing them value, how to make their project go better, giving them value to, how to warehouse, how to storage, how to save time on their project. If you're always doing that, keep doing that. What I'm going to do is I'm going to show you some ways that we can do that in a digital strategy too. So again, for this web class, really, if you want to have reliable deal flow, you have to have reliable and consistent communication. So a lot of you guys know, if you don't know me, if you're a newer OMA partner, my background, I have sold a lot of enterprise from the manufacturer and the rep side. I was really part of GE when LED really started to take off. I've been with Hayworth. I've sold multiple 7-figure projects with all of them. And with Miller, I've sold a couple of 8-figure projects. So let's go through what I'm telling you, what I think is great success or a platform for success for 2022. And it's really the TPC strategy, right? Traffic, pitch, and convert. So if you guys really want to look at how you've been successful, you're already doing this. Like, for example, if you're going to an IFMA luncheon, that's traffic. You're finding your traffic. You're going up and talking to that. If your guys have a milk route and they're going to call on their regular people and just knock on the door, hey, what's going on? What's going on? That's traffic. If your salespeople are good and worth their salt, they're probably really good at pitching and they're probably pretty good at converting. So what you're probably doing right now is you probably have some ways that you're doing some lead generation that maybe isn't turning into revenue. So let's try to add a little more clarity to what's going on. So if we look at the seasons of sales, and again, I've been very guilty of it, right? We get out and we do a bunch of prospecting, then we present, we do our pitches, we close some deals, and then we actually get the business that we're maintaining. We've got launch meetings, we've got construction meetings. Job goes great because we care about and we love our clients. We're in front of our clients on a regular basis. And then we start looking at our future deal flow and we realize that we don't really have a lot in our pipeline. And that probably happens for all of your salespeople. So what we're going to try to do is try to run something a little bit more in parallel, right? So let's go through these. The 3 keys to traffic in 2022. So we're going to go with traditional, digital, and repeatable, right? Repeatable traffic. You must, one, identify your ideal client. If you asked your team who their ideal client was, let's get a little granular. You know, what size is the company? What industry are they in? Are they in this vertical? Or are they in this part of town? Are they in this type of building? Those are the questions that you've got to really get very granular about. And then you've got to build that database of those people. A lot of great places that you can go to build that database right now. And if you need help with that, just reach out to me. I'd be glad to help you build that very clear database, right? And then you've got to start thinking about what is your ideal way to communicate with that audience. And then you've got to send them to a conversion piece. You're looking at one right now, right? We drove you here, you're watching conversion, and then what's happening here, right? So identify the client, get the list, either collect the list with your database that you have right now. Maybe you've got a cold audience, people that haven't done business in a while. Build it. You can scrape it. You can go out, maybe find it from an IFMA list or find it from a NAIOP list or whatever, CoreNet list, whatever you're doing. But then you have to have a clear communication strategy to that list. Very, very, very important. So what's the next step of your sales funnel, right? So when we're thinking about it, there's ways to take people through the pitch. You can take them to a landing page. You want to give them a demo. You want to kind of walk them through, hey, this is what we do with our clients. And then also we want to get them on a phone call. So when we think about traffic, we're getting them to places to actually take the next step in communication. When it comes to landing pages, again, you're on one right now. We're driving people to a value-based piece, right? For y'all, it might be, 3 things everybody should know before their next move. 3 things to know before your next logistics. 3 ways that we see clients using hybrid workplace. 3 tips to hoteling, whatever it might be that solves a real problem for your audience. Record that video, get that in, and then drive people to that space, right? And that's where we showed them the last one, right? We can send them through with a newsletter, or email outreach, or phone calls. There are all kinds of different ways to get there. Let the prospect book on their time. If you think that this is annoying, it was much more annoying to people 2 years ago than it is now. People are getting much more tech comfortable with setting up these calendars, and actually more than half of the people feel more comfortable doing this than they actually deal with you going back and forth and trying to fill it on a calendar. Because what happens with this is it automates, it fills, and they get reminders, and people are really starting to like that, right? That's where it happens. You get the clear reminders, and if they miss it, and if they miss the meeting, you automate the rescheduling. That's the key to making this work out. Okay, so build a no-brainer, present what your client needs, and make sure that your contacts then go into a nurturing sequence, whether they do business with you or not. Right? So that's pretty key, especially in our industry, guys. When we have people that haven't done business with us in a long time, yes, we're trying to stay engaged and build up that client communication. But even if they're not, we want to make sure that we're hitting them at least once every other week. Because here's the thing is, just as you can get that database and build that database, your competition can too. So make sure that you're the one that is managing the message. You're the one that's staying in front of them and helping them feel like, wow, that's pretty cool. They're sending us, consistent it was consistent value. Okay. So you guys just let me know, take what you learned here and apply it in your business. Or you guys all know that I'm a huge, huge, huge fan of OMA. If you want to jump on a call, grab me for 15 minutes. I'll be more than glad to meet. I've done it with multiple OMA partners where I've met with your marketing teams, and I love helping them get a little more granular or clarity when it comes to what their message is and what's going on. And I think you guys appreciate this. 100% guarantee. If you get on my free call and you don't like it, there is absolutely no charge whatsoever. So thank you. And I really appreciate you guys taking time to just watch this webinar. I tried to make it short and sweet, but if you really think about it, when it comes to how are you generating traffic online, right? You're building a database, or you're reaching out to your cold audience, and then you're getting them to a very tasteful value piece. And those aren't hard to create. You want to get them to that place, and then do a very tasteful pitch. Say, hey, look, if you like this and you want help with a space plan, an inventory assessment, or warehousing tips, or how to create that hybrid workspace. That's what the next step is through your funnel. And when you do that, the byproduct is that you avoid those seasons as much, because you have this going whether you want to or not. It's literally just running parallel to everything that you're doing as a company. So again, thank you for taking time out of your day, and good luck. Hope you guys have a great 2022.